gender where it's at, dude.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sonny is here.
Good evening, Frank. My name is Sonny. You just said that. Hey.
It's like nightly news.
It is like nightly news.
Uncle Nephew Shane is here.
And I'm watching you. That's right. That isn't you. Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's
you got it.
You got it the first time.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Sonny. Good morning, everybody.
And I think after this, he's going to treat us to some proton fizzes. Uncle Don is over here.
All right.
Skibble-dap-de-diddle-doop.
He's scatting away.
Scat Trump.
That's got to be your new
Trump
like
scat.
thing. Yeah, that's got to be your new
Trump
thing.
scat.
That's my favorite thing now.
Was Trump in the Paula Abdul video back then? Was he in the MC Scat Caddy Trump?
Oh
Two
God,
steps forward. Two steps back.
I love you.
I was waiting for him to say something.
No, it's the hands, the best part.
I know the accordion hands. The accordion hands are what makes me.
Excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. Wait a second. Right here. Excuse me.
Nonsense.
Good evening.
This past weekend, Sonny,
Yes.
we got the finale of The Last of Us. We got the last of The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
What happened? I thought you told us hour and a half.
I read
left of
something.
That's what I
No,
read.
that show
That's what
was
I
like
heard
15
too.
minutes long.
It was literally 15
15.
minutes. It upset me so much.
It was quick.
As soon as it came on, I pressed pause to see
Squeezed
how
a
long
lot.
and it was like 32 minutes. I'm like, what is going on?
What?
What is happening? And I feel like it did kind of like end really quick.
Shane complained about all the Best Picture nominees longer than the episode of Last of Us.
Fact. No, that's fair.
Banshees of Inisherin. What?
No, it was fair.
Come on, man.
Francis, you better Sharon. You gonna film with that?
It's your Colin Farrell.
Or are you gonna film with a movie? Francis, you better Sharon. Better watch your tone, huh?
Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't see it?
Not yet. I have to see that in Tar.
It is good. I gotta see Tar. That's the only one I didn't watch was Tar.
Yeah, I saw Avatar.
Oh, that's the prequel.
Oh, I thought it was a sequel.
Oh, it might be the sequel.
Yeah.
Same movie.
Sonny, what did you think of the last episode of Last of Us?
The last episode of The Last of
The
Us.
Last of The Last of Us.
Was really good. I did think that it ended like quite fast for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was thinking it was going to be an hour and a half. And it wasn't. And it pissed me off.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think moving forward, they're gonna with the next season they're gonna adapt a little bit more into probably half of the game. So we'll probably get more than we thought we were gonna get initially. It was really dope seeing him mow through the hospital like that because you knew he wasn't gonna let anything happen. He kind of it seems like he thought there was going to be something good to happen and he wasn't going to lose Ellie out of that. And I'm sure Ellie had no idea that that was going to be the end of it. It was good to see. It was good to see him kind of just not let that happen. I loved every moment of it. I just think it ended really quick. I don't know why. I don't know.
Donovan, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was good. You don't realize how much you're playing the game
until you actually watch the show. Yeah. Like, because like the hospital scene happened so fast, and I just remember playing it or even watching people play it, going, they're taking forever for that.
Yeah. It didn't take 45 minutes.
No.
So I think that is what people have to come to expect when watching a game adaptation into a show. I know that some have complained about the pacing, or that it was too quick, or it was not quick enough, but
I am people.
the pacing is no, it's not just you. There's others who say it as well, but I think as far as pacing with video games, we have to remember we're not playing the game.
No, for sure.
We're watching it be fleshed out in real time. So we have no control, for lack of a better term, of what's happening in the story, because we know what's going to happen. It's just, how do they fill those gaps of when the game is being played? Like, how do you tell a story when we know that there's gameplay that's supposed to be happening right here? And that's what I think this show has done successfully, is they've given us groundbreaking TV. They've also given us great foundations to set on for the next season. Yeah. And they also accomplished as far as it being truly close to what the game is and what the game is at heart. They nailed. And
I agree.
I don't see how anyone could get Matt. I can understand the pacing and it being, like, whoa, that happened really quick. But then we have to realize, like, we're playing the game, or we're watching someone play the game, and it took forever for them to get through that.
Sure.
So it feels different, but overall they stuck the landing. Season 2 should be a real heartbreaker.
We were talking about in the group chat. What was the numbers that it was over House of Dragons?
Yeah, so House of Dragons I think was 29.4 million or 29 million, and then Last of Us was 30.4 million. As far as the season finale viewership, which I think is a great testament to both shows.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
29 million for House of Dragons from a previously adapted sort of storyline that's around there, and then now you have this video game show that's really never been done before in the way that it has, and now it's here. It's super successful. It's more successful than an already established franchise in HBO. So it's very cool to see.
That's the weirdest thing to me, I think, is just how many people are on board with it. You would think that people would be tired of another zombie show or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It could be a testament to Pedro Pascal, maybe. Everybody, he is.
I think it's the story.
A national treasure.
It's the story. It's
that
him.
Story,
I think, it's the cast. It is a lot of a mix.
It's incredible storytelling.
It's so good because, I mean, like we said quite a few times, you're always going to compare it to like The Walking Dead. And it's like, this is miles.
Production-wise,
oh my God.
Acting-wise.
Acting-wise, absolutely. Plus, you have a ton of characters that you have playing different roles. And again, Last of Us is not going to go 12 seasons.
Right.
No.
We got tired of a lot of people got tired of Walking Dead.
Yeah. You had major fatigue from Walking Dead after you got to like season 6 or season 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even. I stopped after the governor.
I did not play the game.
Okay. So you're still
all this is fresh to me, and that's cool. And I'm glad that I know people who have played the game and they know exactly where we're supposed to be. That's kind of a cool thing too, that everybody knows what's going on.
Are you hoping that they do quite a few seasons, because we've only had 2 games, and I think that they're talking at least 3 seasons. So,
yeah, if I would be shocked if it got to 5.
Yes,
you know what I mean? If they, I'm sure if they wanted to push it probably could get to 5 if they want to take some liberties, which is we've seen that happen before in shows and when it comes to this type of thing. But I would be stunned if it got to 5. I'd like to see it get to 5 in some way, shape, or form. Because I'd like to see more of the zombies, actually. I'd like to see more clickers.
They're so cool.
That was something that I was going to bring up to you guys, is that when we got to the last 3 episodes especially, did they run out of a budget for the clickers or something? Because it didn't seem like we had any.
We didn't have any.
This is true.
We had the one that ran in the house and, with Ellie's mom.
They spent a bunch of money, I'm sure, on that scene of in the neighborhood where everybody's kind of going crazy.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know
when the ground collapses.
Which was an incredible episode.
All them coming out.
I don't know. I think that they were just trying to give you more of the like storytelling and the character development for, I guess, what could happen for next time, because it did seem like, oh man, like where are all the zombies? Like, which is interesting. I'm sure the budget wasn't the issue.
Probably
it was
not.
just, I guess, focusing more on the character development. I don't know.
Do you think that this show overall Is this going to be one of the shows that you think you measure up with all of the other HBO shows all time, or is it too soon to tell because it's only one season? Is it too soon to make that call?
I think it's a real gray area here because
Okay.
I mean, even with the numbers that we got for the show, and yes, this is season 1 of a show, so. Well, yes. All that to say is, I think it definitely has the potential to go down as one of the greatest HBO shows.
Like
I
it's
think so,
in
too.
that
It's
it's in
goated
that
already.
grouping of like Sopranos, The Wire,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones,
yeah, I think so.
like those
Eventually.
kind of shows. Eventually, it could be in
Eventually,
that
yeah.
neighborhood. That's
I mean, because
interesting.
you talking about The Wire, that's like
that's a different.
you know what I mean. That's a different
Yeah.
type of level.
I would love to see like the progression of these shows, like what were their viewerships for season 1, and then going up to the finale. I'm sure Sopranos was huge because
Oh,
I
for
know
sure.
that was like.
And two, another thing is that Shane and I were kind of talking about this, how there's going to be the delay that we think is going to be like at least a year
Yeah.
before we get the first part of the
Boo.
show being adapted.
Boo.
And that's just
Hurry up.
more time for them to negotiate a production schedule.
Yeah, for sure. Because they're even there's gonna be a time jump, and they've stated that they're not gonna recast Bella Ramsey because unless she wants to leave the show, because there is like I don't know if it's like a 4-year time jump, maybe 5
Between the first and second
Yeah,
game.
but they could get that. As far as she's concerned, she's already what? She's supposed to be. She's supposed to be
like
what?
14?
14,
here,
I think, in the
15,
show,
and
yeah.
she's already 19. And
Yeah, I
She's
believe.
19 or 20 in real life. I think
just
so, yeah.
dollar up a little bit more.
Yeah,
Give her a little flash, and
Flash.
I don't know.
I was like, where's he going with it?
Give her a cool hat.
Give her a hat.
Put a cape on her.
Yeah, dude. Sure, buddy.
Put a hat on her.
What about that giraffe? What an incredible job that giraffe
That
did.
giraffe was so
That was
cute.
awesome.
This giraffe was, and everybody thought it was CG. It was a real giraffe.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was a real giraffe.
It was kind of cool. Like a lot of people were talking about the parallels between that and like the scene where they're feeding the brachiosaur in the original Jurassic Park.
yeah,
Like there's just like this moment of like calm.
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That's a good parallel.
Yeah,
you know?
it was cool.
It was cool just to see Ellie kind of just like be a kid again, because you could tell like what
like,
happened in the
cool.
previous episode like definitely scarred her. You know, she was
super traumatized.
very traumatized.
Where you see Joel trying to get her back into it, that was the most.
Yeah,
that
he's
was
like, read the
we're
book,
going-
you know, and he's like hated the book the whole time, and you could see the parallel. He's like, dude, I know that really hurt you.
Yeah, so
let's
I'm trying to get you out of this.
Trying to get you out of this, you know. So
With the
and
little dad,
get
little
a dad thing, you know. So I just think just seeing the relationship build is just going to be so much more heartbreaking in season 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just bummed we didn't get a clicker giraffe.
Just right.
Oh, I know. We need
That'd
one.
be
Just a big clicker giraffe is swinging his neck.
Maybe next time.
I pray to God that this is not
Maybe for the
happening.
sequel.
Oh man.
What about Ashley Johnson?
Cute.
Donovan. She plays the role of Ellie's, like her voice.
That was the coolest
And
thing
then
ever.
she's her mom. She birthed Ellie in
Yeah.
2 ways,
Yeah.
essentially.
That was the coolest
You
thing.
know.
Yeah, it's very smart of them to do. And then of course she knocks it out of the park, and
Yeah.
like she understands more than anyone what this moment means. So to see that happen, and then they kind of look alike too. So like,
They
Yeah, they
100%
do.
look alike.
they
look alike.
They casted very, very well.
Yes.
But yeah, Ashley, she crushed it. She knocked it out of the park. And then Troy also,
I love
Troy
what
Baker.
they were
Troy
doing.
Baker, he
Yeah.
crushed it, knocked it out of the
I
park.
love what they were doing with them.
So that was cool to see those guys, and then as what's her face from Firefly, she's also in the game, and
She
she's
plays
also,
the same character
Yeah.
that she's playing.
Marlene.
Marlene. She
Yeah.
plays Marlene in the game.
So this is how you do it, guys. This
Yeah,
is
they're
how
doing
you
it.
make
They're
good
doing it.
video
They're doing it
game
good.
adaptations into live action.
They're doing it good.
I'd say that. Go ahead, Shane.
It warms the soul to know that something is done right. But that's the best thing about HBO on so many levels. They kind of know how to
Oh yeah.
do a lot of things.
They hit all the
right.
emotional beats.
Yeah,
in that
when
way.
it comes to that type of thing, I go along with Game of Thrones and the other shows that are successful on it. There's like Succession and all those other.
You watch Succession, Sonny?
I've watched a little bit of it. I haven't like.
Dude.
Kendall, you moron.
It's so it seems like it's one of those shows that you gotta like sit down and then like actually get
it's
behind.
nuts.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you gotta listen. Yeah, you really have
It's
to listen
nuts.
to the way
Yeah,
they talk
yeah.
to understand. Even you gotta know what they're speaking.
Yeah,
to
we're not
understand.
talking.
It's
I mean,
another
the other
language.
shows aren't. I mean, the other shows are done, obviously, so you can kind of look at them in this
Right.
complete picture. Succession is going into their last season. Later this month, they start
Yeah.
their last season. I think you might be able to put it in there in that category.
It's
It's pretty good.
It's very good.
And I think HBO, the crazy thing about, and which I'm so looking forward to all the new projects, HBO, not only the budget, but whatever they do in their meetings, they clearly understand, and they've understood for a very long time how to, like, whatever the formula is, like, let's just do a great show. No, dude, Dude, I'm rewatching Entourage right now. Entourage is one of my favorite shows, and it's just like it's
good.
It's just
still good.
It's
Ari
always,
Gold is a nut.
He's amazing in that. You know what I mean? So,
what a shame.
and now I'm trying to argue. Yeah, unfortunately,
You're an Entourage guy?
I'm an Entourage guy.
I never would have thought.
Really, I'm also a Silicon Valley guy.
Come on, that is not true. Of course I would have known you were an Entourage guy. Of course, man. So
You're like, what?
You were the ultimate I don't want to say
one
bro
of
because
those
that's not
dudes.
true. You're not a bro, but you're you're the party guy. You are the
He's
good
one of
time.
those
You're a
dudes.
very good time guy.
Very good time guy.
Very
That's
good
me.
time.
Please, my friend, we have a very good time.
I take that. I like that.
Yeah.
I got a bottle of tequila for my birthday.
Hey,
Yeah, before the show, he's like,
there you have it.
he goes, you guys think I should open another show? And I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't do anything like that. Literally
not.
did it like 2 months ago.
Try me.
we'd never drink live.
No.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Anywho.
Guys, it seems like we're talking a lot about Pedro Pascal. He has another show that's going on right now, starring his other son, Grogu. Mandalorian
Young
season
Grogs.
3, episode 3 dropped just the last couple of days. Kind of jarring with the shift, I guess, overall for the episode. Jarring. It was a little jarring with the episode. What did you guys think of Mandalorian season 3, episode 3?
Didn't watch it.
Sonny hasn't watched it.
So you loved it.
I watched it.
I don't think I might be over it.
You might be out. You might be out,
I might be
DeLorean.
out.
my
I might
gosh.
be out of the DeLorean. I don't know, man. It's not the same. It doesn't give me the same feeling. Like we used to like stay up to midnight.
Why?
You and Quan.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, me and Quan together at the studio.
The first
what
season.
changed?
No, the first season we stayed up a lot. We were texting each other, like watching.
No, yeah, I don't know. Something changed the first episode.
Boba Fett ruined everything.
It might have been.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No.
Too many,
No,
too
seriously.
many helmets?
I don't know. It's not even all the helmets.
Too many helmets.
I'm just not feeling it anymore. I don't know why. I'll watch it when it comes out all together. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I loved it.
I know, and that's what
All right.
sucks because even I watched the highlights of the last episode.
Yeah, the
I'm like, oh, it's
firefight
cool.
at the beginning.
Dude, there's a
pretty
dog fight at the beginning
Or
between
dogfight,
Bo
yeah.
Katan and she like drops him off to get his ship and he meets up with her and they fight like a bunch of TIE fighters. And they
Pretty
show
cool.
what the Empire has turned into. They really actually like kind of explain what they've turned into since Return of the Jedi. Because again, this is like 5 or 6 years after Return of the Jedi. So they're warlords now. The Imperials are just warlords.
Yeah.
They rule anywhere that they can. They just don't have the power that they used to anymore, but they still have some of the
Oh, yeah,
technology and
for sure.
equipment.
They got the
They'll mess
firepower.
with you.
So does-
They'll mess with you.
Yeah, so you don't want to mess with, you don't want to get with them because they're like the mafia now.
Yeah.
And they have things, and they really showed that on display in this episode. And you're like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
Imperials are still like kind of scary and to be like a force reckoned with here. And then they do
Forced to rear.
oh,
Did you do that on purpose? You didn't even do that.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I can't believe that. No.
And then they jump to Coruscant. So most of the episode happens on Coruscant with the doctor who was experimenting on Grogu.
Dr. Pershing, he gave a TED talk during the episode.
wow.
Yeah. So, and it's the same theater that Palpatine gives the Plagueis the Wise scene. It's the same theater. So I thought that was really cool.
It's the
Nice
Smith
little
Center.
detail. Yeah, it's the Smith Center.
It's right up the street.
But yeah, this is a great episode for me just because we get some storytelling going on. I was trying to, someone was like, you know what you need to do? You need to watch the dogfight at the beginning and then just everything that happens in the end and nothing in the middle. And I'm like,
No
what
way.
have we reduced ourselves down to?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, you'll appreciate this analogy because I definitely thought about you because of where you work. So you work at Haleo, which is a wonderful restaurant. Don't put that on there. Oh, sorry.
I'm just
Sorry.
kidding.
You work at a wonderful restaurant for one of the world's greatest chefs on the planet.
It's true.
And when you serve a dish to somebody, you like to tell them how it was made, how it was processed, how you and what you're gonna eat once you've enjoyed
Eaten
all of this. Yeah, you're gonna really taste
Break
the goodness
down.
that's gone
Once you
into
break
it.
that thing down. No, I did it. I did it when you were there.
Exactly.
I was
You did it when we went there for my wife's and I anniversary. I can't talk right now. I'm so excited about this. So then you've got another dish, Tostitos pizza rolls. Like, can you describe how to make Tostitos pizza rolls?
Absolutely, yeah. You just
5
throw
minutes.
them on a tin foil and throw them in the toast oven. That's it.
Boom, that's
2
it.
seconds, you're done.
Now, if you ask
And throw 'em
anybody in
in
the
there.
room, what's better? A delicious meal from one of the best chefs in the world that takes time, that takes preparation, that takes development and understanding of what goes into the ingredients to make it great, or a Tostitos pizza roll that you take out of a freezer and throw in an oven.
Sunny food. That's the better of the two.
Yeah.
Sunny food.
Yeah, I like
this is
Sunny
the-
food.
But this is the problem.
Where he's working at Redacted.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
But that's
Anyway,
true.
but
no, it's true. It's
but
true.
people-
No, I get the
the
analogy.
attention spans are like microwaves now. Like we want to microwave our food. We don't want to let it smoke and simmer and like develop. How many episodes do we have for this show?
There's only 8 a season.
Okay, so great. Oh, so 8. So we're 3 in. We got 5 more to go, and there's still so much story to tell. And we're getting this like great backstory on what happened to the Doctor at the end of his reign with Moff Gideon, and then what happens to him and what's going on underneath. Like we could see some powers in play that are happening, and then the stuff with Bo-Katan at the end of this episode,
Really
was
cool, and then she's not really
unbelievable.
embracing the whole process of being dipped in the being
Oh, see, I see
The
it
water's
different.
cleansed in the waters of Mandalore.
Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah, in Lake Minnetonka, and you could tell how important or how much value that water had, because now we're kind of finding out that when all of the armor is being forged, she's using that water.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
like you're it's like a blessing, kind of thing,
Yeah.
like on the actual armor itself. So
It'd be really
that was
sick
a
if they
cool.
blessed it and played Purple Rain while she
If they
was-
played Purple Rain, that would be
That would
yeah.
be-
That whole album is fire.
But you can't seem to make up your mind. They got you.
That's the thing.
Mandalorian.
Shane, what'd you think?
That's the
This
thing.
is the way. Is the way.
Oh yes, this is. Oh yes.
And then Grogu.
The hands.
His little
in the little ball.
Puppet hands.
Toad hands, he's spinning around in his disc. Shane, save us.
What's happening?
Here's the thing. I think the show is not so as formulaic as it once was. So people are kind of losing their minds about that. Like season 2, there was a set formula in place. He's trying to get Grogu. Excuse me. He's trying to get Grogu back to the Jedi, and then somebody needs something from him, and then he does this thing, and then yada yada yada. He does this thing, and then they move on to the next episode. What's happened in this episode specifically is that didn't really happen. So I think people are kind of losing their minds. Like it's not as formulaic as an episode as people would like. Excuse me once again, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a great thing that it's a solid story being told. That dogfight at the beginning was absolutely amazing,
Sure.
And this middle story was absolutely amazing too. I agree with you that we're getting a little bit more meat on the bone when it comes to this story, when it comes to Mandalorian, and I think they need to see him on the screen 24/7. If you don't see that, then
People get nervous about that.
yeah,
Sure.
people get nervous. Like, oh, this is going to turn.
Where'd he go?
boring
Where'd he
now.
go? Where's
I
the
need
little
to hear
one?
His voice. Yeah, I need to hear him. I need to hear that porn voice that he puts on.
What I loved
the
about
voice
this
is sexy.
episode
It's hot.
was Bo-Katan, because I actually think she felt a sense of pride when she got to the end of the episode. She says, "You've been
Right.
cleansed as well." So guess
The
what?
waters of Lake Minnetonka.
House
Right.
of House of Kree or whatever it is, like you are now a part of this, and you are free to come and go as you please whenever you want. But you remove your helmet, that's it. You're with us. But this is the way. I think for Bo-Katan, she lost everything. The first time we see her in this season, she's sitting on the throne alone.
Yeah.
No
It's
one
her
with
and a
her.
droid.
And a droid, and
alone.
she's like,
Yeah.
I have no one. They all left me. This is all I have left is this place. And then it's destroyed. And then she gets adopted by the key line that she says is, "You now have the opportunity to live like your ancient ancestors did."
That's cold.
And
some
and then
cold-blooded
I think
stuff.
for her, she sees that and goes, "Oh my God, like I've missed the point. I let the politics. I let the night owls. I let all of these things get in the way of what made Mandalore great, and it was our ancient people that made this place great. So I think for the first time in a while, she felt like she had a place where she belonged and she had a family.
Yeah, she wanted no part of the
Right.
ancient way and all that.
But the fact that she did that, she saved him, and obviously bathed in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. She now has.
Yeah, she feels the.
She feels that. Oh my gosh! Like I understand the importance, and you even touched on. I think one of you guys touched on it when they poured the water in there. You did, yeah, you did. They poured the water in there. She goes, "Oh my gosh!" Like I've totally forgotten the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is the way.
And she even says it to him at one point where she says that. She says, "I'd love to take you back to eat and have a feast together, but
Right.
I have a feeling you won't take off your helmet." And he goes, "Nope, this is the way." And she goes, "This is the way." And so I think we're going to get a really cool, different Bo-Katan that we've never seen before.
I have
Bob-
hope
that
for
Bob
that,
is
but
not the way,
I
though.
think
I
she's
hate
going to
that Bob.
screw him over.
Really?
I think that she still wants to rule Mandalore. That's why she was asking in the beginning if he remembered seeing anything down there when he brought out of the water.
Oh, so-
I think she's going to screw him over,
See, and I think it's the other way
and,
around.
and she's going to steal the sword
I think
back.
I think it was the other way around. I think that the lady who was like, "All right, well, you did it," the excommunicado lady of the
You
Mandalorian.
do a great voice for that,
Ringo
and
Starr?
the forager. I'd love to see it. The forager under the mask is the actual excommunicado.
Jarring because it always goes up. She
I
talks.
love it so much.
So
Extra avocado.
I think yummy avocado.
Chipotle lady's like, it's extra.
The creature that we see in the water at the end of episode 2,
Mythosaur.
you're supposed to be
Mythosaurus
able
Rex.
to see those things from 300 feet deep.
Yep.
It's funny.
He didn't see that when he walked into the water. I think the weight of his armor sunk him to the bottom, and the forager knew that. And I think she was trying to kill him because she knew that his armor would weigh him down. He'd never get out of there. And didn't expect Bo-Katan to be the one
To go
to
there
get
and
him
get
out.
him.
So she quickly thought on her feet,
Sure.
"Oh, yeah, you're both are bathed. Hey, this is the way. Everyone's fine."
So you think that group?
Well, we've seen Bo-Katan with the Darksaber this episode, this season, and
Yeah.
she knows how to use it, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
crushes with it. And I think that's a sense of pride for them. And I think the Forager is actually the bad guy in disguise.
I've been thinking that for a while too, actually.
And
That'd be interesting.
And I
That'd be
think
good.
that Bo-Katan is going to be the one that says, like, "Yeah, I understand our ancient ways, but guys, we have to move on from things like this if we're going to be a civilization that coexists with one another, and this old way of doing things versus this new way of doing things, and honoring the old ways clash together." And Din Djarin is caught right in the middle. And for him, it's, what do I choose?
Maybe the forager is working with the Vizsla ancestry.
There you go.
Maybe because he's kind of like standoffish, even after they're, you're back, like you got jumped back into the gang.
Right.
Like Vizsla is still kind of keeping distance. So, I mean, it's possible. We'll see.
It's a
Hot or
really
not?
rogue theory for me, but
Bo-Katan?
Yeah, is Bo-Katan hot or not?
That Bob's got to go, dog.
I think she's very attractive.
Okay, hot. Frank?
Yeah.
And Sonny says no.
It's the Bob, dude.
Dude, throw her in the Minnetonkas.
They're on the Minnetonkas, man.
Yeah.
Get a little
Well,
weave.
we got to get out of here, Sonny. What do you got for the people?
I'm on the fence.
It's been great. I can't wait to. I don't know. Are we watching this movie?
I'm not sure what we're doing.
Okay, because is it taco time? Is it movie
Might be
time?
taco time. We could take you to the pizza place.
Okay, we could.
Maybe,
pizza
maybe.
time.
I don't know.
Tacos.
Donovan, what you got?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got. Oh, no, wait. This is the way. Is the way.
I love that so much now.
If people don't want to watch
you're gonna do
comic
the
book
important
related things or Star Wars related things, Ted Lasso is back on TV.
Oh, there you go.
everybody.
Good.
Hannah Waddingham is on there, and she
that's a
is
name.
a smoke show.
Smoke show
My
alert.
wife gets so mad at me because every time she's on screen, I make a little noise. I'm like, oh, or ah, my God, like what? Like, that's a little noise.
Fair.
What?
That is not a little noise.
But,
That's
uh,
Yelling
my wife is
what?
upset.
but
Just a subtle noise.
yeah, Ted Lasso, everybody. It's
Great
Apple
show.
Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Frank,
I don't know to say. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it so much. I have an announcement for next week. We're going to do a special little segment that we're going to be recording. We might do it on the live next week. I'm not really sure.
This is exciting.
We're right in the middle of March Madness.
Yeah,
okay, we do bracketology. So I wanted to see how we could set up some brackets of our own.
Yeah.
We're going to play our very own version of Plusatology starting next week. For the next couple of weeks, we'll break it down. I'll break down the brackets next Thursday night live
the winner of
at
that
6 p.m. Guys, have a great evening. We will see you soon. We're going to decide on pizza or tacos or whatever. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We'd appreciate it so much.
Bye.
Also, Yellowstone is great.
And Yellowstone's great too.
Hannah Waddingham.